The Batya Village Reserve, full of vast areas that attract a wide variety of species aspiring to leave a mark. The Zainukim, the youngest mammals in the ecological system, who only recently arrived to the village and are still in shock from the constant competition, are trying to settle down. The identification marks of the Zainukim are their small structure and their lack of chachkunim. You can usually see the Zainukim arriving to Shacharit, an ancient religious ceremony, mainly because of the fear that they have from the Rabbanim. The most despicable animal in the reserve is the Shvi'istim. They are living a lifestyle that is called Shvi'ism. The Shvi'ism is such a depressing lifestyle, which includes no social life, and sometimes several days can pass before the average Shvi'ist will see daylight. All their lives revolve around studies. In their folk tradition, it is told that one day they will receive a scroll that will save them from the burden of studies, but there is still no proof that this belief is true. Despite their low status, they still think that somebody likes them or cares about them. You can identify the common Shvi'ist by his gaze of despair and the enormous chachkunim covering every inch of his face until you can barely see any skin on his forehead. The Shvi'ists hang around in groups and mainly talk about recent exams and street workout. Researchers assume that the many hours spent by the average Shvi'ist training their muscles is to make up for the lack of brain cells this dreadful species has. Who knows what lies in the future of this inferior species? Another fascinating creature you can find in the Batya Village Reserve is the Bainishes. The Bainishes are the oldest mammals in the village. This species is very introverted and are used to having minimum communication with the rest of the creatures around him. They come out from their cave to their place of convergence, which is called the Beit Midrash, very early in the morning before any other soul arrives. The Bainishes come out to the sunlight only a few times a day, just enough for them to satisfy their basic needs. The common Chevrutai, the oldest tribe in the village, are placed on the southern western side ever since the Stone Age. They can be recognized by their traditional signs such as dirty long hair and bare feet covered in fungus. The Chevrutai enters a psychotic mode. After that, they go wild and start a ceremony, much known as Mesibat Teva. One of the important mottos of these creatures is, "Sport is harmful to smoking," and maybe here their main tradition is demonstrated, called Sigaria. The Chevrutaim strongly believe that the more smoke that enters their lungs, regardless of which type of smoke, their lungs become stronger and gradually change from a pinkish girl-like colour to a dark shade of black. Their smoking act is highly visible around the village, in their territory, behind the courts, in the Yeshivat Hesder, the olive trees, and more. The common Chevrutai doesn't tend to study much and to receive a Bagrut certificate. They basically love doing everything with great ease, much like potheads. Or as they like to say, nobody has yet died from a little bit of effort, but we don't see any reason why we should take the risk. And finally, the most superior animal of the reserve is the Shminist, who is defined as a predator controlling the entire ecological system, possessing unbelievable qualities such as a six-pack, fists of a Thai boxer, and an appearance of a supermodel. The Shminist usually wakes up in the early hours of the afternoon and comes to feed on his prey at a place known as Cheder Ochel. He is not available or able to take instructions from the other species in the reserve, and legend says that they dominate the school and are simply unbeatable. Moreover, the ancient philosophers have always said that the Shviistim must be their eternal slaves.